so many flocking to Sobrevivencia? What is it for, if you're 50 and older, what is it for that combative warrior, former martial artist, maybe retired, that makes so much sense? It's so attractive. What's the allure? We did a survey on that, and I'd like to share it with you. But before we do that, a warm welcome to all. And if you're watching this for the first time, then what you want to do is hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon so that you don't miss any future content, and avail yourself of the free resources. The most important one by far is the no-cost Cane Clarity Call. Text the letter CCC to the number on the screen. In less than 24 hours, we will be in a conversation with you discussing what it is that, again, attracted you to this. And more importantly, how can we make it work for you right in the comfort of wherever you live? That's what we do. There's also free groups on Facebook that all you have to do is request entry, and they'll let you right in. Read the description below. So in one of those groups, which you should be a part of, by the way, if you have an interest in SV, is the Sobrevivencia, the cane art of winning over 50. And again, why do we say over 50? I want to preface this by saying that at no time has a founder said, oh, it's just for those who are 50 and older. Matter of fact, he's often said that the sooner you get started with this, the better, because you're going to have more time to practice this, especially as time goes by. But it tends to attract those of us that are, 50 and older, because it's in three main areas. And the first one I want to talk about is obviously the self-protection. What is it about the self-protection that when you look at it, you see the founder, he's in his 70s. The history has to do with it. We like to know, and we feel confident in that it's something that's not based in theory. It comes from the trenches, right? So he went through the struggle and everything that goes with that, political oppression on the island of Cuba. And so out of hardship, this is born. And it's not just the physical component, although the physical component is an important part of it, certainly. And that is where you come, a big phrase, an important phrase in Sobrevivencia is accept your reality. In other words, getting clear on where you are right now. And most of us, say, well, versus 30 years ago, I'm not the fastest, strongest. I'm not the youngest anymore. And so it comes from the perspective that if you were to be in an altercation, a physical altercation, there's a good probability that this opponent might have the upper hand physically. But that's where Sobrevivencia now shines. And that is with strategy, that is with verbal skills, deception, and just a variety of ways where you create leverage with tools. And the main tool, that's where the cane comes in, right? A medical device that I always say with training can save your life, but it's not the only tool in Sobrevivencia. Far from it. Sobrevivencia is well known for its ability to improvise with whatever is on hand, but not just their strategy. One of it is Sobrevivencia is very good at the distance game. And think about it, if you're trying to hit anything, if you're trying to put your hands on something, it becomes so much more difficult when the target is removed, when the angle is just not there, especially if this assailant is experienced in catching people with their guard down. They know also what it looks like when you don't have that guard, and when that target shifts and moves, and when that target is very good at surrounding itself with others that can either assist or just call attention to itself, and it's probably not a good idea. I'm gonna give you a very simple example of this. Prevention oftentimes is invisible. If I'm a predator and I'm targeting you, and I see that a lot of times, you're by yourself, but that day in particular, you walked out of the gym, out of your home, out of your place of business with two other individuals, or you were surrounded. One thing is to target you when you're by yourself. Another thing is to target you when there are others. And so that's part of the strategy. You're always, and you might be thinking, yeah, but how do you know when you're going to be targeted? And that's a great question. You don't. That's why the principles become, just a way of living. If I know that I'm going to have to, if there's going to be a violation of time and of place, right? I shouldn't be there at this hour by myself, then I'm going to have to avail myself of other things. That's Sobrevivencia. The second aspect to it is it's very big on prevention, but raise your hand, if you're 50 and older and you don't have any aches and pains. Does anybody have any aches and pains and injuries and, physical limitations and things like that? It's very good at taking that, and the fluid movements have a way of, we don't make any medical claims, okay? We don't make medical claims, but good things happen when you start moving the way that we move in Sobrevivencia, right? Circulation is enhanced, lymphatics get better, and regardless of where you are with an injury, with any type of limitation, not using it over a period of time, that's not going to be the answer. So Sobrevivencia finds ways of getting you to move without making matters worse. And when you look at the survey, say, I love the fact that it doesn't put pressure on my joints. I love the fluidity. I love the economy of motion. These are the actual sound bites that, in this case, caners and those that are in that group, which is, by the way, you're welcome to be a part of. Just, again, look at the description below and request entry, and they'll let you in. But these are the exact phrases that you're using there. So that's certainly one. And I want to be fit, and I want to improve my health. I'm not inclined to want to, quote unquote, exercise. But I do want to engage in movement that feels good, that produces those endorphins that are 200 times more powerful than morphine for pain, and at the same time they make me feel good. And when your brain feels it, you're going to want to start moving that way. And then the third component is just the practicality when it falls under the classification of problem solving right there. And it's just practical solutions. So it has a strong philosophical and spiritual base, but you look at this and things, concepts like, hey, you're in a situation, it's not a problem yet. How can you prevent this from escalating and becoming a problem? And what's your reality? Where are you right now? And how do you take inventory? That's a huge, as we take inventory of everything that's around you, what can you do to make this better and do it quickly, effectively, confidently, knowing that you've made the best informed decision? Sobrevivencia is all about that. And you know what? Even as the years go by, and I talk to a lot of caners, we all still have the same challenges. And if you're married, if you have a spouse, just family members, and the way, whether it be business colleagues, friends, the way you communicate with them. The SV warrior has a responsibility to serve, and it's not just giving in to get your way. It's not just using the principles of yielding. They're all very effective, but it's done with the purpose of creating of something for a higher good, for a higher purpose. That's really the message behind SV from the founder. So a lot of ways that you can go here, but the best way to go ahead and learn is request entry in that group. It's called Sobrevivencia, the Cane Art of Winning Over 50. You're welcome to join us there. And then the other is great conversations taking place there, by the way. And the other one is to go ahead and text the letters CCC to the number on the screen, and let's have a conversation, okay? So your thoughts on this, if you are an SV warrior, go ahead and let us know in the comments what it is that attracted you, and am I on point with this survey that we did? Okay, I'll see you in the next video.